Alright, welcome back, beautiful people. How we doing? You matter, I matter, Duluth, you matter, Cyanide, you matter. I guess everybody matters. Everybody matters. But guys, thank you for joining. Hey, it's community. We all volunteer. That's a new slogan, by the way. LA Lifestyle fam. It's community. We all volunteer. Remember, that. 5 years. 5 years. Put it on the whiteboard. There we go.
Put it on the whiteboard, bro.
But there's the song right there. Put it on the whiteboard. Ooh, is that going to be our first clap?
Throw shit at the wall and see what sticks,
bro.
Right, hit the booth after. We got it right here.
I'm done, bro. Don't games, bro. I got time.
He's got time. But guys, if you're just tuning in, we are on KQBH LP in Los Angeles, California, on 101.5 FM, community service at Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live, streaming on KQBHLA.com. And we are here tonight with my guest, Deloosecannon, from Hermosa Beach, California. We've had a very interesting conversation tonight.
Absolutely.
Going to loosen up the, got all the music stuff out of the way. The second part of the show is usually big vibes. Always big vibes. Kind of get to know what you're into a little bit. So, hobbies. What do you do? You brought me some eggs. This man brought me some verde that I'm going to smack the whole jar tonight. Sorry, babe. You can get like one or two. You can get one or two chips.
Yeah.
But those eggs, though, I am pumped on those. So I take it you're into gardening and farming?
Yeah, I have 13 chickens in my backyard. Never have I ate the chickens. It's their pets and their egg layers. So they don't lay during the winter when there's less sunlight, circadian rhythms, what have you. But the 9 months out of the year that they are laying, getting fresh eggs every day. So they're really fun to interact with, and they eat garden scraps and everything. So good pets, man.
Yeah, and they eat all the little bugs and everything.
Yep.
Do they ever get out, or are they pretty enclosed at your house?
I have a maybe 6-7 foot tall walk-in coop that they hang out in. There's plenty of room for all of them, different areas to nest and take dust baths. That's how they clean themselves. But occasionally we'll let them out, and they like to eat the fresh grass, the weeds, and chickens scratch. We had to get rid of them because they're just loud. They do cock-a-doodle and crow at the crack of dawn or before then, and my house is too close to my neighbor's home, so in the interest of fresh eggs daily, the roosters had to go. They were sent to fun. Nice, bro. They were put in the forest. We'll say that they were returned to their natural element.
Wait,
we just let them go.
You just like, here you go, chickens. Go home.
Yeah, it's not like we didn't kill them. We didn't torture them.
I know that. So where did you let? Wait, you just let them go?
Not in the street. It's like Palos Verdes.
Where are you?
Like
it's roosters from the hood.
No, all I know is if I get jumped by a rooster down in San Pedro. I know where I came from.
I feel bad, bro. I love the roosters. They're
very beautiful animals. Yeah. My aunt, she collects like rooster metal sculptures of roosters.
Oh, nice.
And it's kind of weird though when you walk into her house.
I have one on my foot.
Either you.
Do I have to look at it every day? No, I don't actually. But that's cool though. So you're into farming, and you have got fresh eggs. What else you got in that garden, man?
I am growing habaneros, bell peppers, sweet reds, tomatillos. I have some rosemary, mint, Japanese plum, apricot, lemon, banana. No basil. Oh, I do have a basil actually. I need to water it.
You can go.
And I have an avocado tree too.
Ooh, you get fruit? You get avocados?
The fruit is, it varies by season. I see some fruit, so we're going to get some this season. The previous season, there was a bunch of wind and it blew all the blossoms off, and so I didn't get anything. But so it just depends, and also the tree needs to be pruned and there's work that needs to be done, but definitely like eating what you grow, reaping what you sow, being able to take care of it and saying this fruit, this pepper came off that plant, then I put it in my eggs, my chilaquiles, whatever. And
dude, when you brought me that verde, I used to make salsa all the time. I just got back into it. I took a 2-3 year hiatus because I started doing all this. I didn't really have time to tend to the garden, and but when I started doing this, I just let my whole garden die. I ripped it all out. So I got 3 pepper plants to get back into it, and then I went and bought some more. So I got another little stash, and then I'm like, oh, here we go again.
And then I feel like once you actually get the fruit off it, it's just gonna encourage you to be like, okay, I want.
My first year doing tomatoes down here, I did like 80 pounds of tomatoes.
That's absurd.
Well, I had a bunch though. I had
Right.
cherry, heirloom, beefsteaks, heirloom.
Oh, you're Mr. Tomato over here.
Well, you can make a tomato paste for orange rice. Beefsteaks are for hamburgers. Cherry tomatoes, this is little snack tomatoes.
That,
and then
or salads.
heirloom is for sandwiches or burgers and stuff like that. There's like, so the sun-dried ones, there's like, I think there's like almost like 100 different varieties of tomato.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we continue. What else do you have?
I made the salsa with tomatillos, but not from my garden. And the goal is to make salsa with everything that I grew at home. And so I'm baby steps there. I need to get cilantro. I had a bunch of cilantro at one point.
I don't eat my habaneros. I can only handle jalapenos because I actually have a taste for them. I love them now. A little snack, one with your meal. I got that from my girl's dad. I saw him do it and I tried it. I'm like, okay, I can let you do this.
For sure.
Habaneros, of course, I can't eat it way too hot.
My recommendation, bro, and I think that you would be able to stomach them, is if you pickle them.
Well, no. I do that,
okay, yeah,
but
that's the move, bro. Oh,
So-
straight's too much.
Oh
dude.
yeah, but I made one year. I was working at a meal prep company, and I decided to make a habanero salsa, and we had a bunch of salvias there. So we had pupusas from this lady, homemade real salvia
Bomb,
pupusas,
bro.
and I brought this sauce because it was too hot for me.
Right.
Even I was like, oh, I can't eat this, so I had a bunch of it in my house. I was like, here, guys, eat this, and they're like, you didn't make this. And I'm like, well, I just this, and they're like, what did you do? And all I did is I roasted the habaneros in the oven with olive oil and some salt and pepper and just other seasonings, and then they're hot. And you like roast them, and then you put them in with chunk cloves of garlic, a little bit of water, lemon juice, a little brown sugar in there. But I made this really good habanero. Like, it's like kind of thick. I don't know if I did it right, but they loved it.
It still worked. So
but yeah, they're like, this is so good. I was like, just like a little meme almost, just like, like type thing. So you garden, you got chickens, and I cannot wait. I usually don't eat a lot of store eggs, but when I get some
real ones.
Well, you can tell.
Real ones, yeah.
You can tell the taste. It's just fresh.
For sure. The color of the yolk and everything.
It's just pure, bro. Just pure. That's the word of the day, kids.
Pure, dude.
Pure. Can you use that in a sentence, please, Rob? No. So, any other hobbies? Are you into sports or anything like that?
Bro.
Do you have any extracurricular? Maybe a little beach volleyball since you're down there from Hermosa Beach?
I'll play if the guys and girls are playing, but I'm a basketball person myself. I love to play.
Did you
I love to
hoop
watch.
growing up?
Yeah, I played up until high school, and then I played 1 year of club and grew up surfing. I've surfed a lot.
Smack that lip, get paid.
I've surfed a lot in Hawaii. I'm very grateful and
A little
privileged
backdoor
and
pipeline
lucky.
or what?
Kauai. My dad has some property over there, and so I grew up going over there. Thanksgiving, summer break,
Shredding the gnar.
pretty much, dude, and just surfing a bunch of different spots, and it's made me a little jaded. I know there's surf up and down the California coast, but it's cold, and when the Chevron plant and
Sewage.
exactly. So I'm like, it's just nicer when the water is 70 and the air is 80. You know,
My dad says the same thing. So my dad grew up surfing in the 60s and 70s. That's when he surfed.
Right.
San Francisco, Pacifica, Santa Cruz, all the early days. He went to Hawaii in the 70s, and for like 3-4 years, hasn't surfed since.
It's a double-edged sword, man, because surfing is definitely fun, but something about the coldness, and it's packed in the lineup now. A bunch of people in COVID needed things to do and
Trying to get all fighting for a wave.
you know, and then people get mad, and it's like people surf to enjoy nature and time with themselves and whatnot. And it's plenty good. There's plenty of good spots. All I'm gonna say is, when the water's warmer and the weather's better, what are you gonna pick? You know. The drive to get out there, you're like, I'll go for a
bagels
ride.
and coffee.
Yeah, something like
Sitting
that.
on the bluff.
Yeah, while watching everyone freeze, you're like, that looks kind of fun. It's more fun up here.
I never used to surf, so I would watch my friends surf. I lived in Santa Cruz for 6 years, so I would just go out and, I'd watch the cars. They'd all back in. I'd just sit there, fucking do whatever, hang out. But it was just, I like watching surfing.
For sure.
It's very nostalgic for me. It's just a very beautiful sport.
I would say whether you're watching or especially if you're surfing, it's one of those things where the more you do it, the more you enjoy it. The more times you get out there, there are going to be days that aren't good. There's no swell, or it's cold, or it's
blown
foggy,
out.
It's blown out. But by going out there, by developing that habit and being consistent, you catch the really good days.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't catch those really good days if you're not paddling out when you don't feel like it, or when it's really packed or what have you.
It's a good life metaphor.
Yeah, 100%. And that I take that into like the music. You got to paddle out to give yourself the opportunity. If you want to surf and you want to catch waves, starts with paddling
Shred that
out.
Nar, man, smack that lip.
You know what I mean?
That was a legendary interview. That's the greatest news interview of all time for me.
Yeah, I think that was Huntington. I think. Or
So gnarly.
Yeah.
I wonder how that guy's doing.
They did like a follow-up interview with him. If you look it up, and he looks stable. He looks regular now.
Still
it's kind of a bummer.
Still frothing.
It's still in him. Still in him. You can't get rid of that.
So pitted. So what's for surfing though? What's you've probably surfed here in California. You obviously have. What's the go-to spot? What do you think the best surf spot in Cali is that you've surfed or that you might know of?
Don't give up any secrets now.
Yeah, I don't have any secrets. I think, in my personal opinion, I like surfing Huntington north of the pier by like the bluffs. I think there's
good wave break there.
There's good wave break there. It depends on the way the wave breaks is on the bottom if there's any reef or rock formation that catches the swell and kind of gives it that shape, And otherwise, I don't know, the break wall in Redondo, if the swell is right, that's close to home. El Porto is just a good beach break, but it gets blown out if there's wind. There's the massive parking lot, so there's a lot of people. But I'd probably have to say Breakwall Redondo for close to home, and then relatively close Huntington Beach. And also San Onofre is dope. I have family memories going there, camping, s'mores, grilling, all of that, hiking down the Trailhead Bluff. They have the big, family. You can get 20, 50, 100 person sites, I think. Don't quote me on the 100 person, but you can get bigger groups there. Family, bring the girl, bring the kids.
We'll do a show there.
Something, bro. Fundraiser, artist retreat, whatever. Hang out.
I want to do that. Shout out to Chris up in Bishop. I met him at the Bars on Wheels pop-up event a few weeks ago. So super cool. He came up to me and my brother. Very nice. He was with his girl. And
loaned us his mics.
Oh yeah, and loaned us his lapel mics too. Me and him have been trying to troubleshoot street content, and he was like, "Yeah, man, here you go. I don't know, you take it,
Yeah, that's cool.
I was thinking, I want to do that artist retreat thing, but here's the deal: we all go. Can't charge anybody.
Right.
It's all
based on strength and like real connection.
3 producers are going to sign up. 3 engineers will sign up. 12 artists will come.
Right.
3 photographers. 3 videographers. 3 video editors, and we'll go to like Yosemite or Big Bear for 5 days and walk out of there with a compilation album and other network opportunities.
That sounds like a great idea, bro. And I think the thing that people that prioritize the money need to realize is you have to give before you receive.
And you have to build your fan base first, because you can't. That was the biggest problem I had with a lot of people, was everyone's expecting the community to fill their pockets.
Yeah, if we're going to grow and build together, we're going to grow by me paying you. Everyone's time is worth something.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe in the idea that you're talking about, because it removes the money. Now let's make some good art. We're all in this together. We either make it big, or that's not even the focus all the time. Either we make good stuff together or we don't. And if there's good stuff and it's followed up by more good stuff.
That's what they used to do back in the day, the Dead and Led Zeppelin. And they would pull together, all those bands would get together, or all those groups or all those music groups would get in these houses. There's even a famous Dead house up in between Petaluma and San Francisco, just tucked away out in the woods, that they went and recorded one album at, bought the house and lived there for a month and then abandoned it.
That's fine.
Just some Dead history right there. So it's just kind of like...
That's what Jermaker by Led Zeppelin. They went to Jamaica. They did it. It's Jermaker, the DYER, whatever. Same thing. They went to Jamaica. Robert Plant was inspired. They wrote that song. Misty Mountain was. They had a a camp retreat in Northern California. He fell in love with that, and that's how they wrote Misty Mountains. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
They just prioritize the people,
The
and
art.
the music, and the thing.
The art.
Everything else is secondary.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like something that you know is gonna sell, right? Because every project is different. Every artist comes with different emotion. Tracks 1 through 10, 1 through 20. So it might sell, but then you're always gonna have those people who are gonna be the quick ones to let the world know. That's the problem. I have this problem. I don't hop on new music the day it drops. For like underground with us, I do, but the bigger people, like say Drake or Kendrick or Metro Boomin and Future, I give it time. I see what the internet's saying. I let a track trend.
Sure.
Like Red Rum, right off that new 21 album.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that song's okay, but I could pull 3 songs that are the lowest played song on that album, and they're bangers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're better than what's getting pushed. So that's what I always like to see, is I always want to see what the internet's saying first, the stream response, and then let's see, like, okay, I guess if this song has 100 million plays, then this one only has 2 million. Let me see why, because then that can also help me get through the album quicker.
Right.
Seeing what songs are better. Like, I'll pick through them all. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't like to jump on it. I kind of let it bleed and soak in a little bit into the fabric.
Right. There was one song, Love Bad Females, and that's obviously not the word that Future used, off the new project, but that one really stuck out to me, and I feel like people didn't talk about it as much. Same as you, I didn't jump on it. I wasn't like, wow, but I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm in the gym. I'm like, okay, this calls for something like this.
Calls for some Future.
Like, yeah, it calls for some hype stuff, so I put it on.
Some City Boys.
And they sampled If You Love Me by Brownstone, if you know that song. And, like, I just thought that didn't get talked about enough, because that's a classic, like, R&B soul song. Metro took that and like flipped it
went crazy
with it, and I was like, that is, to me, and I know this gets debated a little bit in music, but samples and stuff, I think if you can take something that's old and bring it back to life
and make it hot,
bring it back to life, and put your own twist on it, and not corny or whatever.
Same thing as Lowriders.
You know what I mean?
Same thing as Lowriders.
And there's definitely, and it makes something better. Leave it better than the way you found it. Put your own twist on it, with the flames, with the spokes, the details. You can get sick with it, but I really appreciate that, even beyond music, just the repurposing, paying homage. And we're not done with that yet. That's always going to be a classic, or that's timeless. The Lowriders is a great example, because it captures history, and it's representative of a different time, and that was the norm. And then saying, well, it's not exactly how it used to look, but this is what it means to us now, and that's that's dope.
I mean, that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
It's how it's supposed to be, artistry and everything. Oh yeah, we're good. But we are wrapping up here. We got a few more minutes. Got a couple more questions for you here.
Yeah.
We're just out vibing. It's a good Sunday, man. Summer's almost here. I'm so happy. June's coming, but man, LA, I come down here thinking I'm gonna get this great weather, man. What has been going on lately?
It's doing that thing
June
it does.
gloom.
May gray
May
is
gray.
followed by the June gloom, from what I've seen, and that if this is any indication, that it's not going to be super sunny, but it'll just make us appreciate the super nice days, and I'm sure the beaches will be more packed and all of that. But
the beaches are gross right now.
I hope to be proved wrong, man. It'd be nice to get some sun, especially.
What do
after
you
all
know
the
about
rain.
that sewage spill down there by your island? Yeah, don't look at me.
Wouldn't be.
Yeah, no, that I heard too. Is this true? You never surf in LA after a storm?
We're not supposed to. Give it 2 to 3 days, 48 to 72 hours.
Because all the sewage, right?
Yeah, the first big rains will clean out the storm drains, and I mean, beyond sewage, just trash and things that were caught up. The levels of water from the rain catches everything and pushes it out into the ocean, and for the health levels to come back to healthy amounts. Yeah, so.
The ocean ain't healthy anymore.
I mean, you look at Hawaii, man, it's crystal clear, see-through, warm.
I hope it stays that way. That's what the whole Earth needs to look like.
It should. But we got a bunch of people living over here, so it is what it is.
I kind of wish like the Avengers existed sometimes. Right? You ever think about like movie characters, right? Like you ever think like you watch those movies, and some transformer just kind of busting out of a building. Right? You know, like you're just walking down the street in LA and then all of a sudden you just see like Thanos,
Godzilla.
right? Or Hulk or
Yeah, I was thinking like Hulk with
Deadpool or something, you
Yeah.
know, like
like
my dude, what's up?
It's just like cleaning up the city, like when you get community service time and they have one of the vests on, the little like the Hulk just with his just picking up
Like garbage.
Yeah, like taco
or
wrappers
walking a
and-
lady across the street.
in his little reflective vest.
Yeah, and then like the
cutoff shorts.
Planet of the Apes movie's out right now, so you just see Caesar, right, from the original
Yeah.
one, start talking to you.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
He's the crossing guard.
Right.
He's like, you're going home.
Those movies are trippy. I was actually checked out the ones from the 70s, the original one.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's almost like a horror movie.
Talk about taking something and repurposing it and making it better. It's like the idea is good, just you didn't have CGI and all the
How
execution.
about the
down
original
yet.
King Kong from the 30s? Fire.
The claymation
I'm waiting.
Kong.
I'm not trying. Hold on. Wizard of Oz.
Bro, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you think But do you think they'll remake the Wizard of Oz?
I hope not.
I think give it time.
They'll run out
So,
of ideas.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised that they haven't already. How many Spider-Mans? I liked Peter Parker, and then I haven't really watched
Yeah.
all the new ones because I was like, dude, talk about like time in between albums and allowing time for. I didn't even get.
Was it Tobey Maguire? Was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my
Or
Spider-Man.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Hey. Well, who's
I
your
don't know.
Spider-Man then?
I like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I like the Tom Holland Peter Parker.
interesting.
Well, he's with Zendaya, so I mean.
Well,
can't-
I mean, if you look at the way they act, right? Like, I'm a comic book fan. I grew up reading the comics, right?
Yeah.
You look at Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He's quick-witted, witty in the fights. He's always got the one-liner zingers, right?
Yeah.
But then you look at Tom Holland and you look at the comic book Peter Parker. They're made for each other. They are the same person. Like, it's pretty... I don't know. I was never a huge...
So, DC or Marvel?
I don't know. I appreciate both. It's like you asked me to like pick a favorite sports team. I mean, besides like the whole Lakers thing, I like good sport. I like good movie. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm gonna put like Black Panther versus like Superman or whatever.
Black Panther would. No, he'd probably get.
I don't know.
I don't know. They're
Yeah, I
both.
don't
I
know.
mean, he's got that. What's it called? The Iranium or Vibranium?
Yeah.
The stones they got.
Unobtainium?
Oh,
No, that's Avatar. No, that. See, no, we just we're in a different galaxy now, bro. My bad.
Hey, we just made our own galaxy stones.
Yeah, straight up. That's the next album. is
Vibranium.
Unobtainium. You will never get this.
That's what you're going to call your vault?
Unobtainium. And then
That's my hard
it's like
drive.
it's like that Eminem thing's like translation. But we are coming into the last couple minutes here, so my last question I am going to ask. I ask this to everybody.
Cool.
What's one piece of advice you could give to an artist or someone going through a tough time right now with their artistry in this world we live in?
It's never too late to start.
Yeah.
I think I'm 29. I just turned 29 in April, and I'm still very young by a lot of accounts, and I feel very old by other counts. And that's actually a bar from a single I dropped in March last year.
Oh,
Head
look at that
South.
creative marketing.
And it's never too late to start. And I think at 24, if I had thought that it was too late to start, I wouldn't have all of this music. I wouldn't have met all of these people and done everything that I'm very fulfilled by and proud of. And it goes back to something we were saying earlier about us being our biggest critic or hindrance, saying, oh, well, that's too expensive, or there's all these other people saying. We have to really be intentional with our self-talk and being positive and trying to... it is possible. It isn't too late to start. I can make this happen, and phrasing and framing things in a way that will make it possible.
There you go. I mean, you couldn't have said that better. I
Never
love that.
too late to start, bro.
Never too late to start. As Justin Bieber would say, never say never. He's having a baby. Congratulations to Justin and Haley Bieber. I mean, hey, kids.
Never
kids
too
are,
late, bro.
Hey, look, it's never too late, right? What was that? Unobtainium?
Yeah, that unobtainium. Yeah, nothing
Well,
is unobtainium.
But I mean, as long as you can obtain what you got going on, that's the point, right?
Yeah. For
So,
sure, bro.
guys, thank you for joining us again. Just to remind you, we're on KQBH LP in Los Angeles, California on 101.5 FM, a community service of Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on kqbhla.com. I really appreciate everybody that always joins me every Sunday night, all my greater LA listeners, East LA listeners. It wouldn't be possible without all you, all my YouTube fans, all my Instagram engagers, all the commenters, all the people that make this beautiful show come to fruition, KQBH. We got one more episode of season 1, and we got Army veteran Austin Grimes coming in. He's going to be flying in from Chicago, so we've got a special military episode next week, and I'm pretty excited for that, so looking forward to doing that. Going to catch a ball game with them, too. Go see the Angels, and because it's affordable. Otani took the inflation of Dodger Stadium and just made it 20 times worse. That line for that bobblehead. Did y'all see that?
No, I didn't. I can only imagine though. Bro.
All the way from the stadium, all the way down Vince Scully Drive, and then.
Did they have enough? Like, talk about people.
Oh, there was 40,000, but there was
okay.
53,000 in attendance, so 13,000.
So
but the reason why was because they put 1,700 ones with him in the away jersey.
Oh my!
And it was random, every box. So it wasn't like you could pick; they would give you what you would get.
People
so yeah,
were going crazy for that.
I like going to Dodger games. I've been there. They're fun. Don't get me wrong. But first time I went, I'll never drive again. You just go to Union Station, take the shuttle, man. I mean, Cuddy parking 2 levels down under Union Station, walk through Union Station. You could, have some road sodas before, so you ain't buying $18 tall boys.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds like a fun time, man, to me. But guys, we're just going to continue in out here with this Farmer's Market album by Burner. Thank you again, guys. Thank you. You're all beautiful. You all matter. Keep your head high. Remember LA Lifestyle and the whole community. We are here for you. It's community. We all volunteer. We're out for the night, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, y'all.